it's a situation where I do need a win. I mean, we're 3 in. The fourth race is getting ready up to happen. But my strategy for this race is to get the start and be gone. It's got 2 what's going to be long whoop sections, that are going to be extremely wetted. So I think to be up front and to really charge, to really ride hard. And if you can only ride hard for 12 laps or 15 laps or whatever the case may be, really try to put down some speed.
I think strategy's out the window. I need a win. I can't be. Last year I came into Seattle in 2nd place in the points, just a couple points out of the lead, and I was looking for a good start and a podium finish. Had a miserable year so far. The only way to turn it around is with a win.
I would say my biggest thing that I think about when I'm on the starting line is my start. I mean, lately I've been in the top 2, 3, which has been really good. But if you don't get a good start, it takes way more out of you to catch up. Right now, having a win would be really important, and I figure I'm really, really close. So it's going to happen here shortly.
Nothing's changed for me whatsoever. I'm a lot more confident in what I'm doing now. Kind of going into the season, you second guess a little bit what you're doing, if it's enough or if it's going to be the right quality. It's not always the quantity, but the quality. But I know for sure what I'm doing is right. And if I keep doing it and keep riding like I am, I'm going to be fine.
As the riders get off their parade lap, you see Jimmy Button right next to Jeremy McGrath as we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid and all the riders that will be participating here in the Kingdome in the 250 main event. Can Jimmy Button put on an electrifying performance like he did in the heat race? Ezra Lusk, Damon Huffman, Tim Ferry. So much talent this year to battle each other, David Bailey.
Yeah, I know we're sounding like a broken record, but it's just amazing. I was talking with Phil Lawrence after practice, and he was just saying, I feel like I've been riding good, but my results are they're terrible. Can't believe how far down the list I am with the way I've been riding. It's just that way this year. Larry Ward, another guy that was surprised by that, just saying, I don't feel like I've been riding that bad, and I'm so far back.
Jeff Emig talking things over with Jeremy Albrecht.
Well, for once, he gets to go right to the main out of the heat race, so that went well for him. I don't think he rode the way he would like to have ridden, and to tell you the truth, his results have looked pretty good, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th. If you think that's going to continue, that would put him 5th here. He's never won in Seattle, but he definitely needs to get things turned around. He's got his game face.
Things are getting tense down there, Davey, at the gate.
Yeah, I tell you what, and I see something kind of neat here. The 3 Kawasaki riders, Huffman, Emig, and Hughes, are all lined up together with the champ sandwiched in the middle. And then to the right of those guys, it's the 2 Chaparral Yamahas. So 1/4 of the starting gate is this little squad of teams here. And, if they start throwing elbows, someone's going to be mad in the trucks later.
Will Lusk make it 3 in a row? Can McGrath outsmart everyone? And on one of his most effective tracks, he has 5 wins here, 3 250s and 2 125 victories in Seattle. Or will Emig win his first race of the season? Will the 4th stroke of Doug Henry win his first race of the year as well? They're off. Our main event from Seattle, Washington is underway. McGrath number 2. Jeremy cuts to the inside. Emig 1 bar to bar. Number 11, Jimmy Button. Oh, look at Button cut in. The teammates, Jimmy Button takes the lead. Incredible. Another commercial for Chaparral with Jeff Emig right there. Emig feels the need for victory tonight.
Well, Jeremy coming up a little bit short on that double, but he still maintains 2nd place. Larry Ward squirts into 3rd. Boy, this is what he needed, was a great start.
Oh, well, that brings this Washingtonian crowd alive with Larry Ward up in the running. He's had some great runs here in his native land.
There's no better feeling than to have your best friend or your teammate and friend right behind you and in front of you. This happened with Johnny O'Mara, myself, and Honda a number of times in Supercross. Getting out 1st and 2nd in the race, it helps you relax.
Jimmy Button, number 11. What a year he's having. He feels no pressure with Jeremy McGrath and his teammate. They work out together. He feels he can get the knowledge and the experience from McGrath. And look at this. He's leading the race with Jeremy in 2nd place, Larry Ward in 3rd. They're starting to pull away from the 4th stroke of Doug Henry. Jeff Emig, and going down is Ezra Lusk. Lusk went down in the corner before the timing section. So Ezra is going to have to fight from way back. He's at least 16 positions back.
Art Button is riding fantastic. He's got a couple of lines where he's jumping all the way up over stuff. Jeremy's starting to copy it. There's another great line right there, jumping all the way over that triple. Keeps his momentum around the outside, gets a great run through the whoop-de-doos, and Jeremy's doing everything the same.
Can Jimmy Button hold on for the entire race? His style, his speed is there, but endurance-wise.
That's the scary thing. I know the speed's there, but I've seen him up front before and make mistakes. What he's got to do is ride smart. If Jeremy starts to push him hard, which I think is going to happen, he's got to be smart and decide, is second good enough, or should I try to hold him off and risk crashing and finish in 10th?
It's Button, McGrath, Ward, Henry, Emig, and Wyndham is in 6th place. You heard after the heat race, Jeremy talking about, hey, if I got to hit him, I got to hit him.
Well, I don't think you'll see that unless it's a must situation, and right now they're pulling away. Jeremy will be padding that points lead.
If something should happen to Jeremy, Button would be all clear. That would be his first AMA Series win since '94 at Daytona in a 125 ride.
Now what they have to do is continue to ride like this, is pretend like it's Tuesday, Wednesday, out at the test track, have a good time, relax, build up a big lead, put it out of reach for anybody to catch him late in the race.
As we take a look at a tremendous battle for first place, here's Jeremy McGrath, but Button has the momentum coming back. Brown has moved in front of Emig, pushing Emig back to 6th place. Here's Jeremy McGrath on the run. Jimmy Button, number 11. Button is going to run 125s in the National Outdoors this year, with Jeremy running the 250s for Chaparral. But what a team they've put together.
Jeremy has actually stopped following the lines of Button. He was copying him at first.
Oh, a little fishtail. Jeremy tried to cut it in that time.
Right, Jeremy looks to me like he's getting impatient and he's saying, now's the time. He's starting to change up his lines and make a run at him in every corner.
Here they go. Button still holding on by a tire.
They got to be careful not to start to ride defensive with each other and slow each other down.
Button's getting so much good momentum out of the corners, but now if something happens, and look out, Jeremy was far enough away from him to stay out of trouble. McGrath is our leader.
Looks to me like McGrath was content to stay behind Button those first few laps while he was riding so well. As soon as Button started making a few mistakes, that pace starts to slow just a little bit, and Jeremy feels faster. Take over the lead and let Button try to follow him all the way to the checkered flag.
Let's take another look at it.
Button almost taking Jeremy out. Incredible balance in the middle of that whoop section full of ruts for Jeremy to not run into him, take them both out, control the inside of the corner. Now we'll see if Button can hang with him.
16 laps to go. Jeremy McGrath looking for his first victory of the season. He is the points leader, and Emig and Lusk are way back. It's Jeremy McGrath, Jimmy Button. Larry Ward is starting to pick up on Jimmy Button. It'll be interesting to hear this crowd at the Kingdome when their local favorite puts the pressure on. And coming up in back of Larry Ward is Doug Henry. Michael Brown is next. Emig, having a lot of trouble in the whoops, is passed by Wyndham and Hughes.
One mistake will cost you a couple of positions. McGrath starting to get away a little bit. Button starting to ride defensive with Ward on his tail, and Henry's right there to take advantage.
You know, David Bailey, Jeremy McGrath told us that he made a basic mistake last week with the lead, getting out, putting it at crunch time. He got into overdrive, pacing it too soon.
Yeah, I really felt like in the first 5 or 6 laps it was Jeremy's race, and he did take it a little bit easy, and then until Lusk coming, made him a little bit nervous, and then Jeremy anticipated getting into those lappers. His arms pumped up, and everything went south. He's got to put it out of reach here.
5-second lead over second place. This is the battle for second. Larry Ward having a little bit of trouble there in the whoops in the beginning, holding on to third with Henry right on his back rubber.
Larry Ward saying all year he's been pretty comfortable, just having a little bit of a confidence problem. Whoa! Doug Henry with a great block pass right there. They caught Larry by surprise.
So now Henry moves into the podium spot. Will Larry Ward settle for that? They put a lot of extra required practice time in this week at Team Suzuki. A strong message from Roger DeCoster. And practice is so late on Monday night, they had to run with lights. Here is the Suzuki field summary. McGrath, Button, Henry, Ward, and Mike Brown.
And you can see that the guys second through fourth, all are guys that needed to get the ball rolling, needed a good finish, a good start. They've all got it. But Henry, after that this terrible mistake on the last lap in LA really set the tone. He's had trouble ever since. To get that good result, Ward and Brown both needed to get good starts. Behind them, it's Kevin Windham running about where he's been running all so far this season.
McGrath out in front. He's looking for 5 straight Seattle podiums. I take that back. He's looking for his 5th straight Seattle podium, Davey Combs.
Yeah, remember what I told you guys down the starting line about the Chaparral riders and the Kawasaki riders line up together? Well, right now, Chaparral is 1 and 2. Kawasaki is 6, 7, and 8. So looks like Chaparral got the better start there, and it's carried over way into this main event.
Jeremy told me earlier he likes his position right now, and obviously he's in first place in this race, but before the race started, he liked his position. But this sport is all about confidence in yourself.
Our whole sport has evolved around believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then what do you have? You have nothing. So every one of these guys out here has to believe in themselves quite a bit, because as much as people say it might be a team sport, it's not. It's an individual sport.
Our leader here in the 250 main in the Kingdome is Jeremy McGrath with his teammate Jimmy Button in second, Henry in third, Ward in fourth, Brown in fifth, Windham, Hughes, and Huffman the order. We'll be right back as this race continues in a moment. Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. Ezra Lusk is back to 9th position. Now, unofficially, when I saw him go down, it looked like he was at about 16th or so, David Bailey.
Yeah, he went way back, had to pick himself up, straighten things out. Now he's got 3 guys right in front of him all the way up to Windham. He's definitely going a little faster than they are. Getting around him is a whole other story because they're taking up all the lines. He's got nowhere left to go.
Right, the 2 Kawasaki riders, Huffman and Hughes, are like bookends in front of him.
Well, it's really frustrating for Lusk right now, I bet, because he knows he's as fast, if not faster, than anybody on the racetrack, but McGrath has been all week, and a little mistake cost him the win when he knows he should be able to go out there and make it 3 for 3.
There's Mike Gossler, his mechanic, looking on. Here's where maturity has to play a part. He's still in a points race, but he's got to make his way up. Here's Ezra Lusk. Got the break he needed.
Gets 2 guys at once. I talked to Stanton in the pits, asked him if he thought overconfidence may be just a little bit of a problem for Lusk after the way he's been riding lately. He said, well, we talked about that. Lusk just wants to take each race as a new one. It's not the guy that's the fastest that always wins, the guy that's the smartest. He wanted to get a start in the top 5. A little mistake there, play is cool, and then let his fitness do the talking towards all the way to the end of the race. He knows he can go on any track they build, no matter how rough and rutted, for 25 laps all out. And that may make the difference down the stretch here.
As he moves up to 7th place, Team Honda's number 3, Ezra Lusk. Jeff Emig is simply fading.
Every time Emig comes around to that one loop section, there's one bump there that he can't get figured out in the timing. He's got to slow down and ride through it, and he's just getting eaten up alive.
Jeremy McGrath, our leader, with Jimmy Button right there. 9 laps to go from the Kingdome. Windham, number 8. Number 15 is Huffman. They're way back in the pack.
Windham just has to watch. Lusk rode right around him on the outside. Lusk is definitely on the move. He can see up to Brown and then Larry Ward, so it's possible for him to make the podium here, but boy, laps are winding down. It's going to take a lot of effort.
Jeremy McGrath has an 8-second lead on 2nd place as we take a look at number 2. He's won here 5 times, the 250 in 93, 95, and 96. He won the 125s here twice in 91 and 92. He was 2nd in 97 and 3rd in 94 only because of a flat tire.
Right, it's amazing the guy could do so well with a flat tire. Larry Ward still not letting Henry off the hook. Charging into that whoop section before the finish. Got to be hard to try to pass a 4-stroke, because that guy, Henry, gets such a burst of power out of the corners, and that thing throws up a pretty good roost, and all that light color stuff in the dirt, those are rocks. When they hit you, they hurt. It messes up your concentration.
Here comes Larry Ward making a move on Henry. Henry, number 19 on the 4-stroke. Larry Ward on the Team Suzuki. Ward just having a miserable start on the season, but is really hoping right here in Seattle to recapture some. And Larry Ward Ward cuts the inside on Doug Henry.
Great move.
Unbelievable. He gambled. Big gamble there.
Wasn't a lot of room on that inside, but Larry just positioned himself. I always say it. He beat the guy to the corner, and he got the inside, and he got the pass. And it's not impossible. Larry Ward is going to have that much farther to go up to Button. So if Button fades a little bit, Larry Ward's got second.
Number 4 is Blitzen. Les McCallum, his mechanic, and Davies with him now.
Yeah, he's very busy. He's writing on the board right now for Larry to stay calm and stay loose. Very excited. Suzuki needs a podium really bad, and Larry Ward might be the guy to deliver.
Now, Lusk right now, very possible that he can catch all the way up to Larry Ward. Not that much farther to go. Lusk is on the move.
Incredible. Lusk in 5th position after that, going down into the dirt. You know, Suzuki, 15 podiums in 16 races last year, and so far, they haven't had a podium. Their hopes right now are on number 4.
What he's got to do is get up there and battle with Button, because what he doesn't know is behind him, Lusk is coming hard.
7 laps to go. How far can Lusk move up the ladder? The amazing superstar, Jeremy McGrath, is our leader, with Jimmy Button being challenged now by Larry Ward. Henry is falling back. That gives Lusk a chance.
Henry is starting to fade a little bit. It's a little bit more energy to ride that bike around the track. I pointed out in Houston, the bike's roughly 10 pounds heavier. Just strap an extra 10 pounds to you and try to do the same thing. It's a little tougher. Ward really starting to put the pressure on Button now. This is where Button has to be smart, has to prove to everyone and really to himself that he can deal with pressure down the stretch, make good decisions, and end up front where he deserves to be. That's where he's ridden the whole race. Don't make a big mistake now and throw it away.
Well, conditioning definitely is going to play a part right now. If not a mistake, with 5 laps to go, Jeremy McGrath with a big lead on Jimmy Button and Larry Ward. And the real battle is for second place right now.
Button through the whoops. He always gets the front end low right there, that second hop through there. His teammate McGrath is getting all the way over another bump, which allows him to just keep a nice momentum all the way to the end.
Jimmy Button, the only Chaparral rider to be on a 250 podium, and that was last year in Minnesota. Here you've got Lusk taking on Henry. Henry is in 4th.
Rider going down, everyone had to dodge him. Look at Lusk, jumps all the way up over that section right there, making a lot of time.
Lusk is fighting for points right now. He might not be able to catch the leader unless something happens. Here comes Ezra Lusk, making an easy pass to the inside. And Henry, now for the 4th race in a row, has faded.
Still putting in a pretty decent ride, though. He went hard in the beginning, moved up to the front. Maybe a little bit like McCormick in the 125 class. Tried a lot early on, maybe burn himself out. The next time Larry Ward looks over his shoulder, if he does, he's going to see that red number 3 coming. That'll change and put a whole different paint job on.
Here comes Larry Ward. Button tries to close the door on him. Ward to the inside. Through the rhythm section. Jimmy Button holding his own. So far hasn't made the big mistake. Larry Ward jamming at that time. And Ezra Lusk is on the come.
Ward getting caught in a deep rut. These guys not able to get over that section. Lusk is. Where he's gaining a lot of time. Button holding his own up to this point. Riding a steady race.
In case you just tuned in, it's Jeremy McGrath in good position for his first victory of the season. McGrath looking for his 46th career win is out in front. Here's the battle for second place. And right behind Larry Ward, of course, is Ezra Lusk.
I know Ward wants to get second, but he's got to be happy with a podium finish here tonight. And if he's going to get a podium, Lusk gaining the way he is, he's got to get around.
Ward brings the crowd alive! But Button has him in the corner. Good positioning by Jimmy Button. Button able to use the track.
Yeah, he did a perfect job right there to maintain his line.
Here comes Lusk. Lusk making a move on Larry Ward. The fans are disappointed. They want their Washington native to hold on. But Ezra Lusk is now threatening to bump rubber.
Well, that was a big move for Button back there to hold Larry Ward off. If he hadn't have done that, this would be him right here trying to hold off Lusk. Instead, he's got about a 25-yard lead back to those guys now. A little breathing room.
This says a lot for Jimmy Button, that's for sure. As Ezra Lusk and Larry Ward battle for the final podium spot. With Jeremy McGrath, 2 laps to go, our leader overwhelmingly. Out in front, Ezra Lusk to the inside. Will he hold on to the podium spot with Larry Ward on the attack? Doug Henry is behind Ward.
This is an unbelievable ride for Lusk. I don't know how far back he dropped. I lost count, but he was way back 10th or worse. Charge all the way up and have a shot at second. It's just an amazing ride. It says so much for his fitness.
Of course, he's been working out now with Ricky Carmichael back in Georgia. The two have been getting together and working out hard as we take a look at the 4-time consecutive champion trying to win back a title. The white flag lap for Jeremy McGrath.
Great ride for Jeremy. And Jeremy elevates his teammates, the people around him. Button's beneficiary of that. Last year, he elevated the Suzuki team. Now he's doing it to Button.
Team Hondas. Ezra Lusk trying to make a move on the Chaparral. The Chaparral Yamaha of Jimmy Button. Larry Ward still holding on behind Lusk, trying to hold off Henry. Oh, Button's done a fantastic job.
Did a good job right there to take just the right line and take away the options from Lusk. He couldn't go in there and slam the door. Coming up, there's a section. This is where Lusk went fast.
Ezra Lusk into second place. Incredible. Can Jimmy Button, though, hold on to the podium spot?
And now he's got Larry Ward knocking on the door. They got about a quarter of a lap to go.
The checkers for Jeremy. 62 career wins. When you count them all up, Supercross and motocross, one away from the all-time record held by Ricky Johnson and Bob Hanna. We'll be right back talking with a first-time winner on the season, Jeremy McGrath, in a moment. Feels like zero down or low APR financing on selected models.
Larry Ward with a last-ditch effort goes and takes the front wheel of Button. Button stays up, tries to get him back, goes off the track right here. That allows Ward, Henry, and I believe Huffman to all get through.
So it ends up Jeremy McGrath, Ezra Lusk, and Doug Henry on the podium, with Larry Ward and Damon Huffman rounding out the top 5. Jimmy Button holding on to 6th place. Davey Coombs.
Just chaos on that last lap, but not for you, man. Congratulations. A great ride for you and Chaparral Yamaha.
Yeah, thanks a lot. My Chaparral Yamaha 800 Kleck Bridgestone tire bike was working excellent, you know. I mean, I got a really good start. My teammate was out front. He made a little mistake. I got by him, and I just kind of tried to ride a really clean race and ended up gapping those guys by about 7 seconds.
Yeah, I know we asked you this question a few times last year. I'm going to ask you it again for the first time this year. Is Jeremy McGrath back?
Well, you know, I think so, for sure. I mean, the first race I got third, the second race I got second. Third race I got second, but it was a close second, and this time came out swinging. So I'm really happy to be up here, and, you know, winning the first time for the year, it's excellent. I mean, I feel like I belong here.
All right, well, congratulations, Jeremy, and we're going to turn over here beside me, and I now have the 2nd place finisher. This guy rode a really hard race. Yogi, you came from so far back, I don't even know where you started, but congratulations on 2nd.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I knew I had to be strong and put in great laps all the way to the end, and that's what I did, and I was able to come up to 2nd, and I want to thank Honda and Fox and Dunlop and good Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe.
Do you think if you hadn't had that early fall, you could have gotten up there with Jeremy?
I think it would have been a great race again, you know. I felt great out there, and I could see Jeremy inching away when I was coming up through the pack, and there's nothing I could do, you know. I wasn't too far back, and then Emig pulled an amateur move out there and took me out, but you know, that's the kind of guy he is, and you just got to be looking out for it, so I'll be looking out for it.
Jeff Emig, it didn't help him much as far as the race today, David Bailey, because he slips down in the points. As we take a look at the Suzuki point standings, Jeremy McGrath extending his lead, of course, on Emig, as he has now a total of 89 points. Ezra Lusk, his unbelievable battle back to 2nd place, keeps him 12 points in back of Jeremy McGrath. It's been an unbelievable evening. Jeremy McGrath now with 46 wins on his quest to capture 50 Supercross victories before his career is over.